Nicole is the name of this brand new Postage Collage frame die from Crealies in the new Slimline size. I love how Annalise from Crealies names her postage frame dies after design team members. There's even one named after me. Hello, I am Karen Hashik of Karen's Creative Cards, and I am sharing this YouTube video on both my channel and Crealies. Here's the first Slimline Postage Collage card I made, and here are the new dies that I used. So we have the Nicole Slimline Postage Frame, and then there's a new Slimline frame with that cool postage shape on the outside and 2 layers. And then there's a new banner tag that I used for the sentiment. So each of the boxes in this die set can be popped up if you choose to do so, and I did on my card. So I love how the pattern from the background continues through these boxes. I raised the outside edge and I raised the boxes and I glued the rest of it down, so there's plenty of dimension there. The new banner dies are perfect for adding a sentiment, and I used a vertical texto negativo die that fit in there perfectly. I then added a butterfly and a gem, and my card was done. It was very easy to make, and I love how it turned out. Now I'm going to create a horizontal easel card with many of the new dies that I've shown you here. So here in the States, there are many Christmas and July sales and events, and I just use it as an incentive to get some of my Christmas cards done early to avoid the rush at the end of the year. So I'm going to do a slimline easel, and I have cut this piece to be 7.5 by 7 3/4, and on the 7.5 inch side I'm going to score at 3 3/4, which would be right down the center. And then I'm also going to score at 1 7/8, and that's going to fold down to make the easel card. So I'm going to fold down and then fold down again. And that's going to create the Slimline easel card base. I have done some of the die cutting in advance, but I'll do some with you. I've cut this new Slimline Postage Frame die out of gold, and it's designed to be a little larger than this card base, so it looks like you have those really cool edges all around the side. And then I've die cut this smaller of the 2 layers here, and that's what we're going to layer our postage collage on. So I'm going to die cut this piece with you and show you an easy way to clean out all those little dots in there, and also show you that you don't have to raise all of them. In fact, you don't have to raise any of them, okay? But on this one, I chose to raise every single one of those, so you had the down and the up of the dimension there. But on this one, I'm just going to do a few, I think. So we're going to take this larger die, and I'm gonna die cut the whole thing, and I want the trees. This is a 49 in Market pattern paper that I'm using, and then I'm gonna just raise a few of them. So these boxes are the same, these are the same, so it doesn't matter which one you choose for inside. I'm going to raise one there, And then I think I'm going to raise one here and one skinny one. So we're raising a little square, a rectangle, and a slightly larger rectangle just for some dimension, but you don't need to do it on all of them. Now my die cut machine is off camera and too big to show you that, but that's okay. So our frame is cut, and some of the smaller pieces are cut. And I like how all of these have stitching on them. It's just a really nice extra feature there. But you wouldn't have to even cut those out. You could just keep it all together. And that's what's so cool about these dies. There's just so many ways to use it. Them. And I chose to use pattern paper to make it really easy. But of course you could do stenciling or stamping or additional die cuts there. So I'm wanting to get all these little dots out of here, all these little circles. And the easiest way to do that is just to take a pokey and just run it along the them, rather than just poke out each individual. Gonna make a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. So there'll be a few to poke out that didn't come out, but most of them are out. Oh, here's another little line. And then if you look at the back, you can see if you missed any of them, or if any are sticking around. And that might be the most time-consuming part of the whole card. But it makes for a really neat background. Oh, I missed this whole thing here. Okay. But as you see, if you just drag your pokey tool along there, they do come out fairly quickly. So I am going to layer this on to the green card base. Using my favorite glue for this part because there's lots of little holes there that we need to avoid. Get that on with a even border. And then I'm going to put these back in with pop dots. Sometimes I cut them to save on them and to add some to the sides here. Get off my finger. Okay, this one goes in there and is now, oops, popped up for dimension. This one goes here. And this one here. So I have die cut out some of the new tags. I didn't want the hole showing, so I just put a little piece of tape on the back because this is going to be where my sentiment is going to go. This one's going to have Christmas on it, and this one is going to go like this and have happy on it. So I put another, I cut another vertical texto negativo for that. They work perfectly on these pennant tags. And I have also die cut out the new Parts 501 called Mini Christmas. And there's all these little Christmas emblems. There's bells and trees and bows and stars. And I especially like the ornaments for this card. So I'm going to be using those. And I thought this little bow would look really cute right there. And mostly I'm using glue dots to attach those. I'm using gold foil. That doesn't really like glue, but depends on, you know, what I'm attaching, of course. In this case, I'm just going to use little glue dots in varying sizes to attach it. So our happy is going to go there, and our Christmas is going to be used to hold up the easel, but I will carefully glue that on. And I have some large pop dots for that, because this is going to hold the easel up, so it needs to be pretty high. We'll set that aside for a minute while we work on the rest of the decorating. I know I'm going to put my happy there, so I think I'll go ahead and do that, and then figure out where I want my ornaments and other mini Christmas icons. I thought the tree would be cute there, and maybe a mini tree too. And then I have ornaments that can hang from the tree. Unless we want that one there. Yeah, I think I like that, but it's upside down. That one's going to hang from that tree. And maybe this one will be raised and hanging there. And I think there's one more. There it is. How about on this tree? Or this tree? Yeah, I kind of like it there. We have a big bell that I might put there. And we have some stars, which would be nice on the top of the tree. And maybe over here for that little one. Or should we put this one here and just have a little bell over here? There we go. So I have several sizes of glue dots I'm going to use. Another ornament. Whoop. Hanging there. Tree. And a littler tree. bigger star. And a small star. These little Christmas icons are so easy to cut out and use. I think I just need 2 more. And because I'm using gold foil, and these stick really fast and easy, I'm using glue dots. One more hanging ornament and one more bell. I think they're all sticking there. This is going to go onto this piece here. I think I'm going to use two-sided tape for that. As if the glue seeps out, it will show. It doesn't look good, and it's kind of hard to remove on the foil type materials, but if you use like a little liquid, like a little water on a cloth, or maybe even a baby wipe, it will usually come up and not make too much of a mess. But easier just to use this, I think, provided you get it in the right place, because there's not a lot of wiggle room with this. So I'm going to stand up and get it centered. Isn't that pretty with that postage outside there? Now we're going to add this to our easel card, but we want adhesive only on the bottom part. And once again, I think I'm going to use my two-sided tape. And then line this up. So we have that really cool outside edge, and now this is going to stand up like an easel. So I just need to attach my Christmas tag. Oh, come on. That's going to do that. So we want it to say Happy Christmas. And the Christmas holds that up. It will lay to mail relatively flat. That was still pretty high. But then when they get it, it will stand up to display. So as you saw, this was so easy to make, but I love how it turned out. And this is sure to be enjoyed and displayed by the recipient. Be sure to check out the Crealies blog for much more inspiration using these and other dies in the new release.